I'm Steve Hackett, and this is for Guitare Xtreme magazine. Well, I think my approach to the electric guitar has been, for years, to not think of it necessarily as a guitar, but because I've been a great fan of so many other instruments, mainly the violin, the cello, and all the other string instruments. One of the first things I did when I got hold of a volume pedal was to try and make the guitar sound like a violin. And I have a sustainer pickup on the guitar that I'm using, which means I can sustain the notes on longer than most people. This is particularly good, of course, with distortion, where you get a lot of upper harmonic with it. The Fernandez guitar that I'm playing has the sustainer pickup in a couple of different modes. This, if I put some distortion on from my Sounds amp, which is a very important part of my equipment here, I would say, let's make sure that that's in the center position. Yep. Just a few things I've got here make all the difference to the sound. So if I've had distortion here, it starts sounding a little bit less like a guitar and a little bit closer to the human voice and many other stringed instruments. I think originally, I was attracted to the electric guitar because it seemed to have, that incredibly exciting quality to it. And in the 1960s, when so many guitarists started to get finger vibrato together, that really made a huge difference to the sound. And so finger vibrato, of course, it was an attempt to make the guitar sound like slide guitar. But anyway, with fingers, I'm bending up with 3 fingers on the second string first of all. I'm bending up here, so that can make quite a bit of difference to the sound. You can do it free or without the thumb engaged. If you want a freestanding vibrato can be really, really good. It can be very fast. Unfortunately, it's easier to drop the string as well. So it's a high risk thing for anyone to use. Well, the other thing that I think I was the first to develop this on electric guitar, but it was the idea of being able to play very fast on one string, the thing that Eddie Van Halen called tapping. But I was doing this back in 1971, so it was a track from the musical box with Genesis. I was doing this thing which was like, so it was a way of playing very, very fast, and I was using it with Dancing with the Moonlit Night in 1973, selling it by the pound. That kind of thing. It's a way of being able to play very, very fast, all on one string, all hammering on and hammering off. Let's take off the sustainer. You're trilling, really. It's a very good technique. You can use it on different strings, and it enables you to play very fast. You can be moving up and down. You can use more than one finger if you want with it, and it's part and parcel of the way that I interpret the guitar, really. There are many other things. I think I started out really as a blues player, so I was learning a lot of things that really came out of the school of Muddy Waters to start off with. But you know, so many white players, so many English white players at first seemed to be getting all the honours in the 1960s. So the kind of stuff that I used to play then was not really the progressive stuff that I'm doing now, but it was more. Now with the sustainer pickup, of course, you've got, and the other position with the sustainer pickup, with the Fernandez, you've got, which means you have the harmonic of the note. It's a very good sound. It's something that's very exciting. Now, there are so many techniques with an electric guitar, of course, and I'm doing the vibrato, of course, with a downward movement here. But equally, you can do it with an upwards movement with 3 fingers on the string. Equally, you can do it down as well, of course. It's a great device. Another thing which might be of interest is to bend a string and make it sound like you're bending the same string higher. So you're bending a tone, but then it seems like you can bend a whole tone above that. So I'll demonstrate that again. You can go further, of course. It helps to have the sustainer pickup because the sound is not dying on me, obviously. So you can go as far as you want with that. The other thing is, I think that you don't necessarily need to be able to always hit the notes with this hand simultaneously. Yes, of course you can. You have all this sort of. But you don't need to always be hitting them simultaneously. I mean, for instance, you can be playing them, if I damp it. You can do that. It won't be as clean as if you hit it, you know, but it is possible. There's so much you can do really on one string. So, you know, that's only part of the story is hitting it with this. So I personally prefer to slide around quite a lot when I'm doing fast things. I'm not hitting every note, but As I say, and I find it's quite interesting what you can do just with two fingers, for instance. Something like a whole tone run, you can go. So each of those, just two strokes, down and up. But as I say, I don't work at it theoretically. I work at it emotionally and by the ear. So it's a different take on it completely, you know. And that way around, I come up with things that I think I invent myself. So and I might do something that I think sounds like a very atonal thing. It's very, very simple. It's just that's just triplets, of course.